A new chapter for the Iberian lynx, from endangered to vulnerable. The Iberian lynx is now officially vulnerable instead of endangered. This change is seen as a global success for animal conservation. Over the past decades, the lynx population had been getting smaller for several reasons. For example, they were hunted and their habitats were destroyed. Also, much of their primary food, European rabbits, died due to a disease called myxomatosis. In 2001, there were only 62 adult lynxes left. However, by 2022, this number had grown to 648, and today, there are more than 2,000 adult lynxes. Animal conservation efforts have helped the lynx a lot. People created protected areas for the lynx and raised rabbits to make sure lynxes had enough food. They also built ecological corridors so lynxes could move safely between habitats. Breeding programs helped increase lynx kittens, and efforts were made to stop illegal hunting. Although the news is encouraging, the lynx still faces some dangers. A disease could again kill many rabbits. If this happens, lynxes might not have enough food. Also, climate change might affect the places where lynxes live. This is why conservationists plan to continue their efforts to help these wild cats fully recover.
Welcome everyone to English for You. I'm Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
And Elsie, today we are in for a special treat because we are going to be talking about a certain kind of feline.
Oh, so is it also a kind of cat?
Exactly. It's a very unique type of cat.
Wow.
It's called an Iberian lynx.
Iberian lynx?
Yeah.
The name sounds very, how can I describe it? Sounds very terrifying.
Yeah, actually, they're actually pretty cute.
Really?
But what we're learning about today is they've gone from an endangered, so being very not many left, endangered, to vulnerable, which a little bit more has gone up. Our article, everyone, starts off by saying the Iberian lynx is now officially vulnerable instead of endangered. There, everyone, we see the adverb officially. When something is done in a way that follows formal rules or is approved by someone in authority, it's done officially. So an example sentence would be, the new law was officially put into place after the president signed it during a special ceremony at the White House.
Officially 这个副词呢，就是正式的。那形容词 official 可以解释为官方的、正式的。那我们说到的伊比利亚猞猁，现在呢正式被评定为易危而非濒危，这是什么意思呢？就是有进展、有进步的哈。他们在保育这类动物上面呢是有大的一个成效，所以在国际自然保育联盟 IUCN 里头有这个物种濒危的等级，所以本来他们是 endangered 就是差不多在中间受到威胁的这个组别。然后呢，现在变成 vulnerable 呢，那就是在中间这个组别，可是偏右边一些些，也就是有进展哈，是易危的状态。
Right, and this is a great step because you don't ever want to see any more animals on this endangered list, which means, they might actually go extinct. There might not be any left in the world. And so moving from endangered to vulnerable is, a pretty big deal.
Yes.
So our article then says, this change is seen as a global success for animal conservation. There, everyone, we see the adjective global. If something affects or involves the entire world, we say it is a global, or we say it is global because it happens everywhere across the globe. An example sentence using this word would be, the internet has made communication a global activity, allowing people from all countries to connect easily.
Global 这个形容词是全球的，那名词是 globe， 所以当我们说 the globe 指的就是 the world， 也就是全球或是全世界。那用 global 这个形容词可以形容什么呢？有好多哦，像是呢 a global success 全球性的成功， a global issue 一项全球性的议题，那还有这个全球暖化现象也是用 global 来形容 global warming， 那还有 the global economy 那就是全球的经济。所以回到课文来，这一个变化被视为是动物保护方面的全球性成功。Conservation 这个名词指的就是对动物或是水土资源的保护。Conservationist 那就是环境保护主义者。
So I wonder why these links were, even on the endangered list in the first place, right? What's going on? Why are people, these cats, they're not lions, they're not tigers, so they're not that big. They're fairly short. So what's going on? Well, our article, everyone says, over the past decades, the lynx population has been getting smaller for several reasons.
在过去的几十年当中呢，这个设立的数量因为多种的原因而不断的减少。So what are some of the reasons for this decrease?
Yeah, good question. That's what I'm wondering about as well. Our article says, for example, they were hunted and their habitats were destroyed. There we see the verb, everyone, destroy. To destroy something means to completely ruin or damage it beyond repair, leaving it unable to be used or fixed again. An example sentence would be, the fire destroyed the entire building and nothing could be saved from inside.
Destroy 这个动词是破坏，是摧毁，在课文当中呢是以被动形式出现的。Their habitats were destroyed. 他们的栖息地遭受到破坏。所以呢，栖息地这个字也可以指生长地，特别是动植物的，那就是 habitat。所以他们遭到猎杀，栖息地也遭到破坏 and that was why.
Well, we got to think, right? If a habitat of a wildlife animal is because our population, human population, is getting larger and larger, I would imagine. And so people are moving and cutting down trees and their habitats, certain animals are getting, fewer and fewer. Also, it says in our article, also much of their primary food, European rabbits, died due to a disease called myxomatosis. Now, we see in that sentence disease, and disease is a noun. A disease is an illness or condition that harms the body or mind, making it difficult for a person or living thing to stay healthy. And an example sentence using the word disease could be, the doctor diagnosed her with a rare disease that affected her ability to walk.
Disease 这个名词呢，指的是疾病。A rare disease， 好，如果你用 rare 这个形容词来形容它的话，那就是一项罕见疾病。那我们这边看到的是什么病呢？ Myxomatosis， 它指的是兔黏液瘤病。所以课文讲到的是呢，此外，它们的主要食物来源也就是血兔，因为一种名为兔黏瘤液瘤病的疾病而大量的死亡。
Okay, so why has it gone downhill? Because shelter.Their habitat has gotten less and less.
And because of this disease?
The disease and their food source, the European rabbits. Moving on, it says, in 2001, there were only 62 adult lynxes left.
在2001年的时候，剩下的成年舍利只有62只。
Yeah.
Only 62?
Only 62. That's not a lot. That's almost zero. All right. Well, it says continuing, however, by 2022, this number had grown to 648. And today, there are more than 2,000 adult lynxes.
Good news. 所以呢，到了2022年的时候，从本来的62只已经变到了648只。那如今成年舍利的数量超过了2000只这么多。
Right, so that's a huge uptake for, just a couple years, a few years. And I mean, that's what's really great about animal conservation. You have all these people trying to rebuild, maybe their habitat, or you set up sanctuaries, special places where these animals can grow and increase their numbers. Well, our article gets into that, and it says animal conservation efforts have helped the lynx a lot. People created protected areas for the lynx and raised rabbits to make sure lynxes had enough food.
动物保护工作呢，对设立的帮助是非常大的。人们为了设立呢，创建了保护区，并且养殖兔子啦，来确保设立是有足够的食物。
Right, but it didn't stop there. Our article also says they also built ecological corridors so lynxes could move safely between habitats.
Ecological corridor 再讲就是生态廊道，它是用于连接动植物分散栖地的通道。所以他们还修建了生态廊道，或是我们也可以说生态走廊，来使设立能够安全的在栖息地之间移动。
Wow, so, they set up these areas like we talked about for, helping them grow,
so
safe place where they could eat the rabbits.
Yeah, and so that they can move around safely.
Exactly, right? They don't want to be hunted by humans or any other predators that are out there that are a little bit bigger. But there's still one more thing, right? Just because you do that doesn't mean or necessarily mean that that population is going to grow. So what happens? Our article says breeding programs helped increase lynx kittens and efforts were made to stop illegal hunting. There we see the adjective legal, or we could say illegal, which is you can't do it. If something is illegal, it means that it is not allowed by law, and doing it could result in punishment because it is against the rules set by the government. An example sentence using illegal would be, it is illegal to hunt endangered animals because they need to be protected from extinction.Illegal
这个形容词是非法的，所以当我们说 it is illegal to do something， 那就是做某件事情是非法的、不合法的。那相反当然就是把字首的 il 拿掉，看到 legal， 好，那就是合法的或是跟法律相关的。那我们这边还看到 breeding 这件事情指的就是繁殖，那 illegal breeding 非法繁殖。好啦，所以课文说的是繁殖计划呢，帮助增加了设立幼兽的数量，并进行了打击非法猎杀这件事。
Well, good. It's good that some laws were stepped up to stop illegal hunting, and then also a breeding program to bring those numbers up to where we are and hopefully more in the future. And jumping back to our article, it says, although the news is encouraging, the lynx still face some dangers.
尽管这个消息呢令人鼓舞，但是设立人面临一些危险。
And what are those dangers? Well, continuing, it says, a disease could again kill many rabbits. If this happens, lynxes might not have enough food.
So food source is the main problem.
It seems food source, and then I would also say illegal hunting and, moving, just human construction with, their territories being, kind of demolished. But since they have these conservation, these designated areas where lynxes can live freely and not be hunted and not be subject to predators, I think it's pretty good what they're doing. And like you said, rabbits, if anything else with a disease in a rabbit or something else, like they also eat mice. And so, any kind of disease like that could hurt that population.
所以呢，其他种的疾病呢，可能也会杀死他们的食物来源，就是这些兔子。那如果这件事情发生的话呢，他们就没有足够的食物可以吃了。
But let's not forget about maybe another issue that everyone faces, not just lynxes, but all animals. And it says in our article, also climate change might affect the places where lynxes live. This is why conservationists plan to continue their efforts to help these wild cats fully recover. And in that sentence, everyone, we see the verb recover. To recover means to return to normal, healthy, or a healthy state after going through a period of difficulty, such as illness, injury, or loss. An example sentence would be, it took her several months to fully recover from the surgery, but now she feels much better.
Recover 这个动词呢是恢复常态或是复苏。那如果你用副词来修饰 fully recover， 那是完全的恢复，也就是康复的状态。从点点点中恢复，你可以用 from 这个介系词，也就是 recover from something. So for example, She took a few weeks off to recover from her surgery. 好，那就是呢，从她的手术当中恢复。那课文这边最后提到的是气候变化可能会影响猞猁的栖息地。正因为如此，保育专家们他们就计划继续努力，帮助这些野生猫科动物彻底恢复。那这边也看到了我们今天的 Language in Focus. Let's take a look. 在今天的 Language in Focus 当中呢，我们要讲到的是 this 或是 that 加上 be 动词，再接上这些疑问词，也就是 why, when, how, where， 再加上主词以及动词的用法。这个句型当中的 be 动词后面会接上 wh 开头或是 how 疑问词来引导名词子句哦，用来强调呢前述内容正是做某事的原因、时间、方法或地点。比如说 The road was closed due to construction. This is why we took a different route. 因为施工，这条路封闭了，那这就是我们为什么要走另外一条路。还有一个例句给同学们参考。She practiced every day for months. This is how she became a great musician. 她每天练习了好几个月，这就是她成为优秀音乐家的方法。
All right. Well, everyone, hopefully these lynxes will continue this drive and they'll breed more. And so we will not lose lynxes or these Iberian lynxes forever. Now, that brings us to our For You chat question. Why do you think it's harder to save some endangered animals than others? Can you think of an example?
So like I said, I think food resource.
Yes, that's huge, right?
Yeah, that's the main thing. So some animals only eat certain foods. If those foods become rare, the animals can have trouble surviving.
Exactly. And can you think of an animal that might have that problem?
So for example, like pandas, they only eat bamboo, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So if the bamboo gets damaged, pandas can struggle.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I agree. That's a huge, food source is a huge issue. Another one for me, I would say is, animals are affected by climate change. And this is, where they live. This is where they hunt. This is where they get food from. So a very famous one with climate change is we could look at the polar bears, right? For an example, all the melting ice makes it harder for them to get around and for them to hunt.
Yeah, so there are so many different kinds of reasons.
Exactly. Well, everyone, that's all the time we have for today. Talk amongst your classmates. Why are some animals or some endangered animals are harder than others? And talk with your teacher as well. My name is Adam.
My name is Elsie.
And we will see you next time.
OK, 喜欢今天的主题，你还可以到空中家教和真人老师互动练习哦。拜拜。
Vocabulary Review.
Officially. The event will officially begin at 10 a.m., but people are welcome to arrive earlier. Global. Climate change is a global problem that all countries must work together to deal with. Destroy. The family lost everything they owned when their house was destroyed by a fire. Disease. The disease spread quickly through the country, and soon all the hospitals were full. Illegal. Downloading movies without paying for them is considered illegal in many places. Recover. The town is slowly starting to recover from the damage caused by the flood last month.
智慧小补帖
Conservation. Habitat. Myxomatosis. Ecological corridor. Ecological corridor. Breeding.